Friends, I'd like to talk about spiritual food at the proper time. Now, I'm going to name I got 7 here, the so-called governing body of the cult tower. Sam Hurd, Stephen Lett, Jeffrey Jackson, Gernot Loesch, Tony Morris, Mark Sanderson, and David Spleen. Now, you can read the Bible all you want, but you will never understand it, according to these 7 men. So, if you're going to believe that way, then God was very partial. God chose only those enslavement to the watchtower can understand the Bible. So, Jesus died in vain for all the rest of us then. You have to listen to the governing body. You can search anything you want. You will never understand the Bible according to them. You will revert back to the old way of worshiping God if you don't. You have to listen to them. Well, to me, that's socialism or communism or enslavement to a dictator. Only they can understand the Bible. God didn't give us much of a choice then. We can read all we want. You mean to tell me that Bible's been here for thousands of years, but now here we are, only they can understand it, no one else can? Do you really believe that? Do you really believe that a group formed 130 years ago, only they can understand the Bible? Only them. Well, we're all doomed then. We're going to go down at Armageddon, for sure. If we don't believe the way those 7 old men want us to believe, only they can understand the Bible. Yeah, that's what they tell you. Only they. So for 130 years, they have read the Bible inside out, I guess, and they stick with the same old doctrines they have, and the same old doctrines are proven not true. They have doomed this world, I think, 8, 9, 10 times. I don't know how many, but more than you have on 2 fingers, 2 hands. The world coming to an end at Armageddon. This is what they say. We're supposed to believe only what they say. Now, if you're never into the JW thinking, it means then that you are of the world and you're doomed no matter what you do. Even if you wake up and say, oh, I'm going to read the Bible now, I'm going to find out the truth about God, because I have a lot of problems in my life. Forget about it. You got to believe what these 7 old men believe, because they said so. Are you to believe that? You know, out of these 7 old men, can you imagine them building a compound up in Warwick that not even Donald Trump could make or build, and build it on free labor and a lot of free building supplies? That's what they done. And do you believe that this compound is for common people or 6-pack Joes or 6-pack Marys? No. This is for the elite, the well-to-do, the Rolex watch people. Not for you. You can go up there and build all you want with your free labor. You'll never sleep there. That's for damn sure. You won't sleep there. They pulled it off, didn't they? They pulled it off, and they let everything else go to get that done. So now they got their compound, and their retirement for these old men, and plus others of the elite will have that to retreat in their wealth that makes Benny Hinn and them look shame. I'm talking about all that Christendom gang of the T.D. Jakes and the Creflo Dollars and the Jesse Duplantises and whatever. They won't live like these roosters and the people that belong to the Watchtower or the Cult Tower up in Brooklyn. The close Bethel family, not the Bethel family. The closer ones who have kissed butt and did everything they could to get where that compound is. The compound was made for them, not for you. See? I sit here and I think about what one brother, Raymond Franz, what he lost out on because he was a righteous person. He lost out on retreating to that compound in his older days, retired, him and his wife Cindy. He lost out on that because he ate a meal with a disassociated brother. But you know, I seen Ray Franz right on television say, and I'm ashamed of what I was even involved in all my years at the Watchtower. This is what he said. And I am ashamed of what I was involved in at the Watchtower. Now, Brother Franz said it, and I believe it. Because he was too good. He was too good to be a member of a governing body. He was too good. To be on the governing body, you had to be a yes man. And when you vote on anything, you got to go with your hand. Automatically go with your hand to vote on a predicament or anything that has to be voted on. Ray saw that. He sat there and watched it. And it was alive from day one, and he knew it. But yet that poor brother resigned from that nonsense and ended up cutting grass and cutting weeds down to make his keep until he wrote his 2 books, Crisis of Conscience and the other one. You know, he led by example. Ray Franz was a spiritual brother. And because of his conscience got him out of that nonsense. Yes, he was ashamed of it. And he admitted it. Can you imagine any of these 7 old roosters ever coming out of it and saying the same thing Ray said? See? And I have made the comment that at one time the Cult Tower was a good thing. They did wake people up about God, because Christendom was failing all along. We know that. But at one time the Cult Tower was good. It was good. Certain things we didn't agree with, but we still put up with it, because it was good in certain ways. But as I have said before, in 1980, that's the year Ray Franz got out of it. But I made the statement to someone even from Brooklyn on my phone call that something happened in 1980. The Cult Tower became hard, mean, evil, not having any natural affection. This is where they became. They were going to tell people how to have sex, how to drive a car, what kind of car to buy, what to drink, with anything that involved your life, they had to tell you. For example, they would be given an example of a problem in a marriage. They'll say, well, perhaps you should start going out in the field service more. Or perhaps you should do this. Or, in other words, telling you what to do. Complete control of your life. It started in 1980. Complete control. That's when Ray Franz skipped town. He wasn't going to have none of that nonsense. But everything kept on going until the year 2000. They kept coming into it. The people, the zombies were flocking to it. Even though it was mean-spirited. But then something happened in like 2002 or something when that United Nations stuff popped up. They got caught for that. And then here's other things popping up. Child molestation is rampant. And they became harder then, see, when that popped up. They became meaner. If you have problems like child molestation, why would you get mean? Unless you're out to uphold it. Why would you get mean-spirited? Because you have a problem. But this is what they have done. And today it's even worse. They will disfellowship you no matter what you say. If you have any doubts about anything that somebody in Brooklyn done, you are gone. You are gone. They be doing you a favor, though. If you are gone. Be doing you a favor. But this is what happens. Any questions about anything to an elder, you put on a mark. And probably later on, they're going to can you. They'll look for a way to get rid of you. Because they don't want you contaminating the flock. See, if you start talking, and the flock starts listening, and the flock starts searching, then the cult tower's in trouble. So they try to keep that down by getting rid of people who do know. If you get rid of those who do know quick, they can't spread it so quick, then say. This is how they do it, friends. Well, I'm going to close for now, friends, and say that I enjoyed giving this little talk. But keep in mind, though, that you can read the Bible and understand it just as well as they can. God has favored no one the privilege of knowing everything about Him. He's not done that. That's some nonsense they say. And when they say, friends, I want to finish up this here. When they say that you are in the truth, that is their language all over the world, the truth. Okay? But what truth are they talking about? Well, I know what they're talking about. They're talking about their kind of truth. They're not talking about the truth of the Bible. Their kind of truth. Their dogma. Their rules and regulations. This is the truth they're talking about. They're not talking about God's truth. But they got these people thinking that. They got like a little signal, the truth. The truth. When they meet each other. Are you in the truth? I'm in the truth. Yeah. You're in the watchtower truth. That's all. You're not in God's truth. You're in the watchtower truth. Friends, I thank you so much. God bless.